Hey everyone, I am so happy today to have Jaclyn with me. She and I have done some work together, and she's been gracious enough to share some of her journey with all of us today. So, Jaclyn, welcome again. Thank you so very much for being with us today. And I'd like to start by offering you just to introduce yourself, tell us what you'd like people to know, about you, where you live, what you do, that kind of thing. So just briefly.
Well, first off, it's my pleasure to do this, and thank you for offering this to me. I'm very excited to share my journey. It's been quite a journey, and I am in Northern California. I'm a mom to two special needs kids, toddlers, 3 and 4. I'm a wife. I have many different animals, and I just recently gained the confidence enough to enter back into the workforce part-time
Yeah.
as a surf teacher. So I've been doing that for a couple of weeks now and loving it. And that's where we're at.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so moving into becoming a surf, you want to say a little bit about what surf is so people know?
Surf is an after school program for kids ages TK through, I believe, middle school. Some schools might go further than that, but basically, it's an after school program for kids that if their parents are working or if they want extra time to do homework or extra activities, we provide just kind of a safe space for them to go after school for a few hours and get things they need to get done for the classroom. We do activities, like I said, they can get snacks and socialize, and it's a really great program for kids of all ages.
Wow, wow, good for you. We'll talk a little bit more about that, how that fits for you. So, where were you in your life before we started working together, Jaclyn?
I was at a very low point in my life. We had just recently learned that our youngest could possibly have autism, and we had just entered into multiple therapies for her. I was juggling at the time, she was almost 2 and a 3-year-old. My husband was working 50 plus hours a week, so I felt very much like a single mom and just juggling all of the appointments, all of the things with taking care of my kids and the household, and then basically putting myself on the back burner
Mhm.
um, pushed me into a very low point where I knew I needed help, and I went searching for that help.
Yeah, yeah. And so, how was that really impacting your life, being in that place?
It was impacting my health, obviously my mental health. It was affecting my household as far as so overwhelmed with everything. I couldn't clean my house the way I wanted to. It was affecting my relationship with my husband, family members, friends, how I was showing up as a mom. It was really just affecting every aspect of my whole life.
Yeah, yeah. So, when you were thinking about what you're going to do, what were some of the biggest concerns or fears you might have had then about reaching out for coaching? Sometimes it's money for people, lack of time, self-value. What were your like barriers or your concerns about even thinking about reaching out and getting coaching?
So the biggest concern was money. We were, at the time, a single income household, and money was very tight. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to do anything, and so that was a huge concern. Another big concern was the fear of opening up this, as I refer to it, Pandora's box of emotions and things that I had gone through, and sharing that with somebody and having to work through those things and learn how to work past them to
Mhm.
move forward. So I think those were my two biggest fears were finances, money, and just opening up and
Yeah,
letting everything out.
yeah. And together we worked out how to meet those fears so that they were not the barriers for you moving forward in your life. Yeah. Yeah. So as we work together, what would you say some of the tools that you've learned or received from our working together that's really helped you move forward?
So the biggest tool, there's actually two of them. They kind of go hand in hand. Getting more in touch with my spirituality, my spiritual self, my higher powers. That has been a huge help. Something I practice daily, and whether it's good or bad, that I'm searching for. And then also learning my own personal form of self care, which for me is water. So my, 10 minutes in the shower in the morning or evening is my time to just relax and ground myself and just feel it's going to be okay. I
Mm,
made it through, and or prepare for the day, and really honoring that time for myself so that I can be a better person and continue to move forward in this journey.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. Any other tools that you can think of?
Yeah, so you've showed me some tools that I can use on my cell phone that help in many areas, whether it is a form of self-care or anxiety relief or stress relief, and simple tools that I can just get into and take a couple of minutes and use those tools, and it helps tremendously.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes, because I think that as we've worked together, you've discovered that I don't want you to become dependent upon me for your well-being and to offer you tools. I like to create toolboxes or tool baskets for people um, so that they can move forward in their life and not be dependent upon my coaching, for a lifetime. Um, so yeah, so good for you for using those tools. I think one of the tools that you were talking about is tapping, which is something that I like to introduce people to. So yeah, it's a very valuable tool. Yeah, yeah. So so as you look at that then and some of the other tools, what results have you seen and been experiencing in your life because of using those tools?
One of the biggest ones that I've recognized most recently, again, is the recognizing my emotions and my feelings or my anxieties, and stopping and saying, okay, what tool do I need to use to help myself in this situation?
Hmm.
Or what tool can I tap into to help my kids? Or, whatever's going on. And they've been they've been so helpful because I can use them not for just myself, but with my family. And my family, you know, they've all recognized a positive change and recognized that I have become more confident, and I've become just an overall healthier person, and it's been amazing.
Yeah, yeah. And one of the things I want to come back to, Jaclyn, that just fills me up with so much gratitude for being able to work with you is that you're now working in a program that you defined as SURF, helping other kids. And one of the things that we did together was helping you find your why in life and how that so much now aligns with what you're doing in working with children. Would you say that's true for you?
I would say it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
I didn't really, I knew I had a purpose in life, and I knew I had a why in life. And I've always loved serving others and being a positive role model and influence, but I just didn't know how to formulate that into a why.
Yeah.
And with your help, we were able to formulate my why, and being able to now utilize my why in a setting that is so pivotal and impactful for middle school age kids, it's just totally filling my cup
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm living my why.
Oh, that's so exciting for me to hear, that you recognize that, because that's what it's really all about for many of us, is feeling that we're living our why, and identifying what that is a process. And that's one of the things that you and I worked together on. And so here you are. I'm so proud of you for that. So proud of you and your willingness to do the work, so that you could be where you are today. It's very exciting, very, very exciting. So, and you mentioned also, you have two children that have some challenges. How do you see the coaching has helped you with your mothering with them?
The coaching has helped. I mean, the tools, absolutely. That's number one. But it's also helped me recognize their challenges and how I can work through their challenges in a more positive way.
Mm,
Um, Gratitude journaling is something that you taught me, and setting up my day, and when you can do it ahead of time in the day,
yeah,
and just put it on paper, and I feel like it manifests how
yes,
it's going to be better.
yes,
Um, but also, recognizing the tools in a situation with their challenges,
hmm,
because their challenges are different than what I may be experiencing. And so it's helped me be a more patient, more understanding, um, I don't want to say caring in a negative way, but caring about their emotions and why they're having their emotions, and that it may not just be something simple, and learning more about their special needs. So I feel like it's made me a lot better of a parent and a mom, because I've been able to use these tools and use them for my parenting styles.
yeah, yeah. Good for you. Good for you. So when you think about it, who would you recommend my coaching program to, and why?
I would recommend your program to somebody who is feeling alone, who
Mm,
is feeling overwhelmed, who is feeling like they don't know their purpose in life, somebody who may be having communication or emotional issues in a relationship, whether it is a spouse or a family member or a friend, somebody who has young children that is just trying to navigate parenthood and become a better parent, a more patient parent. Um, I honestly preach to everybody that they should utilize your coaching, because, like I said, the change that I've noticed in myself and that others have noticed in me is so great that if I can do it, knowing the place I was in before I started my coaching, that anybody can do it. And everybody needs it. Everybody needs coaching, in my opinion. Um, and I would just say, you know, there's going to be a fear, whether it is finances, whether it is opening up, whether it is trying to find the time, or fear of judgment, imposter syndrome. Set those fears aside and just try. And I think you would be surprised. I feel like this is something that can really help so many people.
oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And for those of you that are watching this on social media, feel free to private message me and I will get back to you. Or you can go onto my website at www.patcowan Life Coach, and there's a link there to work with me and schedule a free 30-minute clarity and connection call. And we'll chat just about where you are, what's going on. There's no pressure. And we might even be able to come up with a couple of little tools to begin with for wherever you are in your life to begin to shift. So, yeah. So, Jaclyn, again, I just really appreciate so much working with you and for you being willing to share some of your journey with everyone. And blessings to you as you continue, and this excitement of this new adventure in working in this program with kids and living your why out. So thank you so much for being with me today.
You're welcome and thank you.
Okay, bye-bye, everyone.